I'm packing up, by the way. And the reason I'm packing up is because I got a buck on the ground, baby. Spoiler alert. You're watching Outdoors with Oak, everybody. I am excited as all get out. I am headed to McDowell County, baby. McDowell County, West Virginia, land of the giants. I've been for years watching people pull big bucks out of McDowell County and Logan County, and Wyoming County. Man, there's 4 counties in southern West Virginia, Mingo's the other one, I believe, that are bow hunting only. And as of such, and the terrain is really rough, so as of such, they grow some really big deer. So I am hoping to get on some deer this evening. Or not this evening, this weekend. It's already too late this evening. Watching Outdoors with O, baby. Heading out in the woods for my first day in McDowell County, West Virginia. Let's get her done.
Hear the rattle and the holler, that ain't no snake. Well, that's a white coat man with some pills to take. Mama, no food for me. Yeah, baby, crying, mama, no food for me. She gave her money to the man at the pharmacy. Money to the man at the pharmacy. Yeah, things in the holiday.
When I parked the four-wheeler and walked into my stand location, I jumped a couple of big-bodied deer, and it was a little too dark yet to see what they were, and a little too light for me to be walking in. Anyway, I imagined one of them was probably a buck. So I went ahead and climbed up in the tree and waited 20 or 30 minutes and let out a few grunts. And wouldn't you know it, here he come. Ears laid back, and came in and started rubbing a tree and making a scrape. And he went on. I mean, I know this seems like it went on forever, but daggone it, it went on forever. And his doe walked in behind him. There was a doe with him. She walked on up the hill, and he finally turned and walked on behind her. I hit the grunt one more time, and he stopped, but he wouldn't come back. Whew, that's some action. Now, I know it's a long ways away, but look at this rack when he turns to walk away. That was a nice 8 or better, I think. Looked like he had more going on. But he was too far to shoot, and he followed his doe on out the scene. And then, a little bit later, here come a nice wide 8-point just running down the hill right behind me. If I'd been ready, I could have slung an arrow at him. But he came in acting aggressive. He smelled that other buck who had been there. He went over and started making a scrape and rubbing a tree. Just showing out. And then he went over to the exact tree that the first buck had been rubbing. And he started raking his horns on that tree and wore it out from the other side. And he made a scrape. And he peed in it. Just to let everybody know that was his spot. Now, even though I drew back on him, he was a little too far and a little too much brush, so he got away too. But here come the sun and here come the fun. The trail riders done broke loose. The Hatfield and McCoy Trail and a 76-degree day in the middle of November. There's gonna be some racket, I promise you.
Hear the rattle and the holler, that ain't no snake.
You got celebration.
tell us.
I want to get.
help you
I hope I get that first one I seen. I'll take either one of them, but I want to get the first one I seen, just so I can show you that it's bigger than on that tape on the film.
Hey, baby, crying mama, no food for me. Hey, baby, crying mama.
He was looking at me, but I think I slipped it in on him, baby. Definitely hit him hard. He went down through there crashing. He ain't no monster, but I'll take him. That's my first McDowell County buck. Oh, man. Now we gotta give him some time. What a great time I've had here. Squirrels are so loud. There's so many squirrels and it's so dry that everything sounds like a deer. But man, I gotta tell you, I've had an absolute blast. Only had 3 days to spend, but coming in on a Thursday night, not having ever been here, and Paige and Eric showed me around Friday morning, and he told me about this area where there's a cemetery, and that just sounded appealing to me. There's nothing up here. It's just vast forest, hardwood forest, oak acres everywhere. So it's hard to pattern deer, but I came up and scouted Friday morning, and I found a scrape, big, fresh, clean scrape right up here on the hill. And then so I picked out a tree and figured I'd set up on him that evening, and I did. And saw some deer, but nothing happened. But I did see that there was another scrape down below that. So there was a scrape line now. And no rubs around, really. I saw one little rub on a sapling. So when there's no, other sign, a scrape line is at least positive evidence that there's likely a buck, and likely a mature buck in the area. So in any case, I've hunted that scrape line yesterday morning. I had a great morning before it got hot and before all the trail riders came out. I saw a really nice, either an 8 or better, that I definitely would have taken. And then after that, I saw a wide 8, and I drew back on him. I was drawn back on him for a while. And the great thing is I got footage of both deer, albeit a little bit of a distance and grainy. making a scrape and rubbing a tree for several minutes, each of them. This is the sapling that those two deer raked yesterday, and I was in a tree right up on top of the hill, and it was just too far away for a shot. But this is what I got on film of them raking a tree and making a scrape. But they didn't give me a shot. So today I came in and I moved down in the swag a little bit more where where there was more traffic. And I'd only been up in the tree, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And I grunted. I hit my grunt call. And there came a buck right down here on this little trail, four-wheeler trail. And he came right up in underneath me. And I told myself, I've got extra tags. This is not an area that I think I'll even get to hunt again this year. This is my last couple of hours of hunting this spot. It's not an area that I'm managing for big bucks. Taking a small buck doesn't hurt the population here. It doesn't even make a dent. So I told myself if I got one on film, I was going to go ahead and take it. And I don't even want to make any excuses. My heart was pumping. There was a hawk chasing squirrels. Saw a flock of turkeys yesterday too, but in any case, I put the arrow, it shouldn't be hard to find. It was a 1/4-2 shot. He looked up at me, and I went ahead and put it in. I tried to go high above the shoulder blade, slip it down in there. And I think it hit perfect. So he took off and crashed in that bottom. I hope he didn't go down too far. It ain't too bad for a little ways, but then it gets steep. Anyway, you're watching Outdoors with Oak. I got a McDowell County buck on the ground, albeit he's not a big trophy, but he is a trophy because I filmed myself killing him. New to the area, 2 days to hunt. Got it done, baby. I love this game. I think I hear deer walking right now. Yesterday I saw 11 deer. 5 of them. 5 of them were bucks. 2 of them were shooters. So, Eric, Paige, y'all put me in the right spot. Thank you so much for your hospitality. Anybody out there, if you've been putting off taking a hunting trip to McDowell County and Wyoming, Mingo, Logan, stop putting it off, because that's what I've been doing. I've been putting it off and putting it off. And I'm so happy that I finally got a nudge from Eric and Paige, an invite, somebody to just show me, okay, you can hunt that ridge, that's all I really needed. Don't wait on that, man. Just go and find you a spot and look for some sign, find some good buck sign, and then set up on them. Try to play the wind. Anyway, you're watching Outdoors with Oak. Crank, crank, crank. I like to keep me I put a hook. And I've actually had to fish with my rope, my pull rope. I've had to fish up my quiver that's fallen, several other things. Now I'm ready to lower my bow. All right, I'm down out of my tree. I don't know if the sun's probably gonna kill us, but I was in a tree right back here, and I hit this deer almost right where I'm standing. I hit it. The arrow entry was high, so I'm thinking if it didn't poke through the bottom, I might not get blood right away. So I was a little bit worried about that. But boy, oh boy, look, he is 2 feet away, 2 yards away from where I hit him. He starts a paint trail of evidence. This guy wants to be found. The way the blood trail is supposed to look right here. This is one of the easiest blood trails I've ever had in my life. This deer gushed blood, man. I don't know how he lasted this long. He didn't go that far, but daggone, look at the blood on the ground. And look going up the tree. Now that's a good sign. When you got blood that high up a tree, that means he's coughing it out. That means his lungs are hit and he's all but done. He went way further than I thought he would, given the amount of blood he was pouring out. I don't know how he made this far, but he went 100 yards, 120 maybe. I don't know how. He poured out blood. But he's laying right up here in this little logging road. Woo, they crank, crank, crank. He poured blood, and he went a lot further than I thought he would. But when you put one down through him from a tree stand, down through in that boiler room, buddy, it was all over but the crying. Look at this pretty deer. I am pumped. Guys, as always, man, this is such a spiritual thing for me. Every time I get a deer, it means so much. And this is not exactly what I came to McDowell County for. You know, you come down here for bruisers, and I saw a couple yesterday. But I could not be happier. I'm so pumped. Nobody's ever laid a hand or a finger on this deer till right now. Look at that, baby. Oh man, look at that. It's like he's a 9-point. I love it. I love it. Oh man. You watching Outdoors with Oak, man. Thank you guys so much. I love being able to share this stuff. And this guy is as much of a trophy as those two bruisers I saw yesterday, because I got it on film. I got to show you guys. And now here I am over my buck. I get to haul him up. I only had a few hours left to hunt, so this was perfect timing. And there's the old saying, all you hunters have heard it: don't shoot on the last day what you would have passed on the first day. All right? Whoever said that, moron. I'm more of the if the spirit moves you pull the trigger philosophy myself. And man, I got 2 tags left. Rifle season is in a few weeks, and I'm gonna look for his granddaddy. But man, I'm happy.
All because of what the doctor said. Yeah, things in the holler they hate to say. People in the holler can't stand the pain. Used to owe it to the company store.
Watching Outdoors with Oak.
Is done, so it's Miller time.
Who's that big sweetie? Who is it?
It's me. It's Miller. It's Miller.
Skeezy Sports Club Chevrolet and Old Grizz got her done one more time. And thanks so much to Paige and Eric for having me down. Great people and a great place.
Everybody watching Outdoors with Oak, and my trip down to McDowell County was absolutely awesome, man. I could not have had a better time. Ended up with a 7-point. Ain't the biggest buck in the world, but it's the biggest buck of the day. And I'd like to thank my hosts, Eric and Paige. Thank you guys so much for having me. They got a beautiful spread down here in the holler in McDowell County, and it's just paradise, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Paige is a hell of a cook. She kept me fed, so I didn't lose any weight while I was here. And Eric put me out there on the deer, man. I couldn't ask for a better time. Thank you guys for watching. Come to McDowell County when you get a chance, just not here, not right here.
Can't stand the pain. Used to owe it to the company store. Now the white coat man gonna own your soul. I see the white coat man gonna own your soul.
There's a bear up here. He crossed the road right in front of me. That was so cool.